Now to a bittersweet reunion between a father and daughter. About 2 weeks ago, a nurse at a hospice here in New York was given a new patient. Turns out it was her father, who she had not seen in more than 40 years. Wanda Rodriguez joins us now from Calvary Hospital in the Bronx. Wanda, good morning.
Good morning, Harry.
So there you are. It's just another day at work. A new patient comes into your ward, and you hear his name, and what did you think?
Well, it was August 25th, 2010, on a Wednesday evening. I was expecting an admission, and the admission arrives 10 to 7, and he passed by the nurse's station. I looked at him, I took a glimpse at him, noticed that he was in any distress, so EMS proceeded and transferred him into the room. And then I was by the nurse's station, sitting right by the doctor charting, and I overheard the doctor mentioning his name over the phone. He said, Victor Peraza. And the second I heard that name, I just completely froze, because I knew my father's name. I knew that his name was Victor, and the last name I knew because it's been my last name prior to, it was my maiden name, Peraza.
Right.
So I completely froze and quickly looked to the chart to see if I could notice his age. And I said, if this patient happens to be in his 60s, more than likely, there's a good chance he could be my dad, because my mom married her high school sweetheart.
Wow.
And she's in her 60s. So of course I looked at the chart and the age wasn't there, and I didn't think to look at the age, the date of birth rather. So I said, at this point I just need to go into the patient's room and look at him, because my mom told me that I had a great resemblance. My dad and I resembled each other very much.
Then ultimately you figure out that it is in fact your father. And I think one of the most amazing things about this entire story is your father abandoned your family, yet here you are, and you have basically forgiven him. Where is it in your heart that you see this man who's in your care, you realize he's your father, and you open your heart to him?
Because that's the type of person I am. It's not in my nature to hold a grudge. I like peace. I like to make people happy, and I couldn't imagine my father being one of the patients that's been admitted to Calvary Hospital and just turning him away. I mean, here I am. I'm here 23 years. I try to provide the best of care to my patients, and who would have ever thought that my dad was going to be one of these patients?
Because as it turns out, without family, he's there almost by himself. He's met you, he's met your children, suddenly this man has a richness in terms of relationships that he may have never had in his entire life.
Exactly.
Is this a blessing for you?
Total blessing. I feel blessed. I feel that this was a spiritual gift God gave me, and God brought him to me. This is the way it was supposed to happen. It was fate, and it couldn't have happened any more perfect than it did. I owe God my life. There's closure. There's closure.
Wow, what a story. What a story. Wanda, thank you very, very much for coming on this morning. I think you have provided inspiration for a lot of people all over this country, and it's a story a lot of people are sharing. Thank you so much for sharing it with us this morning.
You're welcome.
Okay, take care.